Scott and Terry Tomaseks, and we've been here for approximately 3 months.
3 months, maybe?
Yeah.
We moved down here from Nebraska, and the church that we belong to in Omaha, and we joined a small group. They had small groups within that church, and we met in homes. So we took turns meeting in homes, and we found a small group that we kind of just fell in love with, and those people became good friends, still are. We survived the pandemic, learning, all of us older, learning Zoom. And can you hear me? Am I eating? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Those kind of things. And so we definitely wanted to do that here.
And to that point, we were still doing our small group in Omaha via Zoom.
When we moved here.
And kind of when things broke, we wanted to, get out, get a church here was very important to us. And I guess since we had it out in Phoenix with a church out there, we had a small group, and then moving back to Omaha, we had a small group. We just naturally wanted to gravitate to it was such a blessing having the small group that we wanted to do that. So
when we first joined a small group, that was when we were living in Arizona, in Phoenix. We were having some marriage problems. And so the counselor that we had suggested back to church. And so we found a church. And within that church, we found a small group. And they became a huge blessing to us in our repairing our marriage. And I don't know that you can always do that with everybody, but in a small group, you get to be, I don't want to say intimate, but you get to know people. And if you truly use a small group for what we think a small group was, you're praying for each other. And those people prayed for us. And that was important there. When we moved to Texas, we found out that Scott had cancer. We had nobody in Texas. It was us. But we had a small group that I would not have survived without them. While he was in the hospital, surgeries, treatments, those people showed up and mowed my yard.
Cooked meals.
I got home every night. There was a letter in my mailbox, and what they did is they gave me a takeout menu and a gift card, so that on my way home from downtown Dallas out to McKinney, I could drive through, pick up my food, and bring it home. And again, you get to know them. They prayed for us and loved on us. And
I think they're great for fellowship. They're great friends. They keep us accountable, and they all have had great knowledge about the Bible, which we are kind of early in our journey with the Lord. So that was an example we looked up to, and it was fantastic to have these people that loved on us and kind of took us in everywhere we've been. So we've been, again, maybe I'm using this word, but it's just, we've been super blessed by our small groups.
To me, a small group, it was never, we're in our late 60s, very late 60s. And the small groups that we were in ranged from couples that were in their 30s to couples that were in their 80s. So it wasn't based on how old you are you married, are you single, you got kids still in school. And to me, that was always good, because you always got everybody's kind of different take on life and how to do things, and people would come up to us and thank us for things that we didn't even think should be a thank you, or thank you for saying that. I needed to hear that from a 30-year-old or from an 85-year-old. So, but I don't know about you.
Well, I guess the thing I look back is the small group. We moved around in different parts of the country, and so we didn't have any family there. Yeah. And it was just so unique that every small group we always had friends there that, like what Terry said, we could kind of be intimate with them, to be able to tell them about something that was going on in their life, and to be able to get feedback, prayer, those kind of things, and friendship, going out to dinner and this and that. And just because we didn't have any family, we had our church family,
Yeah.
and that's what we called it. And to me, that was the best thing about it.
They were family.